All right, in this explainer, we're taking a look into the very, very near future of medicine. And believe me, this future is arriving a lot faster than anyone really expected. We're going to break down the AI revolution that's happening in healthcare and what it actually means for you and me by the year 2026.
So I want to start with a question that honestly doesn't even feel like science fiction anymore. Could an AI save your life? I mean, really think about that. The answer is looking more and more like a definite yes. And it's probably going to happen sooner than you think. The stakes here, well, they couldn't be higher.
And just to give you a sense of the scale of this transformation, get a load of this number. We are talking about a potential $900 billion. That's the annual value that health AI could unlock in the US healthcare system alone. And this isn't just money from some fancy new gadgets. No, this is about fundamental shifts, like making hospitals way more efficient and, incredibly, speeding up how we discover life-saving drugs.
Okay, so the big question is, why is all of this happening right now? Well, it's because we're at a genuine tipping point. It feels like all these huge, long-standing problems in healthcare are finally meeting their technological match.
You know, this quote really says it all. Pay attention to that phrase, Cambrian explosion. It refers to this period in Earth's history where life just suddenly and incredibly diversified. That's the level of change we are talking about in medicine. It's not a slow crawl, it's a rapid, foundational burst of pure innovation.
So, what's the engine that's powering all this? What's under the hood? Well, let's take a look at the new AI foundation that's making it all possible. At the absolute heart of all this is something called the biology foundation model. The best way to think about it is like an operating system, like Windows or Mac OS, but instead of running on computer code, it runs on the language of human biology. It's been trained on these immense, just gigantic data sets of genetics and patient records, which lets it understand and even predict biological processes in a way that was just impossible before. And here's how it all fits together, piece by piece. You start at the bottom with the foundation model. That's the engine. Then, on top of that, developers build the infrastructure and the tools. That's your toolkit. And then, right at the top, you get the actual applications that doctors and eventually patients are going to use. All right, enough theory. Let's get to the exciting part. Let's see how this incredible technology is being built into real-world solutions that are solving problems right now. This is where the rubber really meets the road. First up, let's talk about a crisis I'm sure you've heard about, clinician burnout. Doctors and nurses are just completely overwhelmed. And it's not just by taking care of patients. It's by a literal mountain of administrative work, of paperwork. It's so bad it's driving amazing, talented people right out of the profession. So what's the solution? Well, it's something called an AI co-pilot. Just imagine a super smart assistant that handles all the tedious stuff. It can listen to a conversation between a doctor and a patient and automatically write up the clinical notes. It can summarize a patient's entire complex medical history in seconds. It can even draft those awful insurance requests. This frees up doctors to do what they actually trained for, what they want to do, care for people. So that's how AI is helping on the front lines, in the clinic. But it's also about to completely revolutionize what happens behind the scenes, especially when it comes to creating new medicines. Right now, developing a single new drug is just an incredibly slow and expensive process. We're talking over a decade and billions of dollars, with a really high chance of failure every step of the way. I mean, this slide is the perfect before and after picture. The old way was all about years of manual lab work and just trial and error. The AI way, it uses that biology foundation model to predict and design new drug molecules right on a computer. It's a massive shift from guessing to engineering with precision. It's going to make drug discovery faster, cheaper, and way, way more targeted. Okay, so let's bring it all home. What does all of this actually mean for the future of your healthcare? Let's look at a roadmap for just the next couple of years. And the pace is it's fast. By the end of this year, those AI co-pilots for doctors, they're going to be pretty common. Next year, we expect to see the very first drug designed entirely by an AI enter human trials. And by 2026, AI-powered diagnostics could be a standard part of your annual checkup, detecting diseases earlier than ever before. And listen, this right here might be the most important takeaway of all. There's this common fear that AI is going to replace jobs. But in medicine, the goal is totally different. It's about augmentation, not replacement. It's about giving our human experts superpowers, right? The AI handles the heavy lifting with the data so the doctors can focus on complex decisions, on empathy, and on connecting with their patients.
Which leaves us with this final, really critical question to think about. As AI gets better and better, as it becomes the master of analyzing data and spotting patterns in medicine, how does the role of the human doctor evolve? What becomes the most valuable, the most uniquely human skill in the clinic of the future? That's something to chew on.